What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and today I am bringing you guys the PPL D2 team building series. Now, it's like really freaking late at night for me. It's like 11:30, and that's really late considering the fact that I go to bed at like 8 because I work crazy hours. But anyway, my round one is against Carter, who is the coach of the Chicago Cubchoos, who is a very good friend of mine. Please go check him out. I'll leave his links in the description below. Also the PPL links. Make sure you go check both of those out. But I think out of the entire league, he is the one person that I have the worst matchup with. So that kind of sucks. But I think I built a team that can somewhat take it on. I'm not super duper confident in it over a couple different reasons I'll go over in this video. I also want to say that all of the graphics, except for the pictures I'm going to be showing of Carter's team, have been done by me, like the layouts and stuff like that. So I'm really proud of the way they turned out, to be 100% honest with you. There is one change on one of them, and I'll point that out when we get to it. But anyway, Carter's team should be popping up on the screen sometime close to now. But he has Mega Gardevoir, Scizor, Rotom Heat, Roserade, Garchomp, Crawdaunt, Hitmonchan, Aerodactyl, I believe, and Spiritomb. So, with all that in mind, let me go ahead and hop over here to Showdown so I can read it off, because I'm going to edit in the graphics later on. So, going into this battle, I kind of had a couple things that I knew that I wanted to use, but nothing that was, like, so valuable to where it just kind of stuck out. The first thing that I want to go over is kind of a very standard thing, and it's with probably my least favorite Pokemon on my team, which is really freaking weird, but Mew is going to be coming this week. Marshall Mathers, because he can literally do anything. That is the first member of this team. I'm running with a standard specially defensive set with Roost, Defog, Stealth Rock, and I have Aura Sphere on the layout. I have Aura Sphere on Showdown. The only problem is I'm not really sure if I'm going to use Aura Sphere. I might throw Scald on there, because nothing on his team really appreciates burns outside of, like, obviously Rotom Heat can't get burned, but it's super effective. Crawdaunt doesn't want to get burnt. Aside from that, maybe Roserade, but even then Roserade doesn't want to switch in on a potential Psychic type move. So I think that Scald might be better than Aura Sphere, but I don't know, I'm kind of going to play it out how I feel right before the battle, depending on how I feel. The main reason why I wanted this specific Pokemon with this specific spread is because Rotom Heat punches a hole through my team. Everything on the team I can have an answer for. Mega Gardevoir, I have an easy answer for later on. Garchomp, easy answer for. Scizor, easy answer for. Like, there's so much that I can do against his team. The only thing I can't freaking touch is Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat absolutely ass rapes me 6 ways from Sunday. It's really embarrassing, to be honest. However, I think Mew can kind of sort of help with that. By setting up the rocks, he'll instantly take 25% every time he Volt switches in and out, which is really nice, with Pain Split being his only form of recovery, which then kind of tells me that he's not going to be an offensive variant. And offensive scares me more than defensive, to be 100% honest. Another thing that this thing is really going to be useful for, he only has 2 things that cannot get toxic on his team, which means if I can toxic, say, the Garchomp, the Mega Gardevoir, and the Rotom Heat, shoo, I'll be in a good spot, man. I can just sit in there and I can recover stall. I can stall him out a little bit if I have to. I don't want to, but I might just have to a little bit. So that's basically it for Mew. It's really just there to take hits from Rotom Heat. It can also take hits relatively well from Gardevoir, as long as he doesn't have, like, Shadow Ball or something like that, but I'm sure he'll have Shadow Ball, because if he doesn't, I kind of wonder what he was doing. And it also takes hits really well from Roserade. It doesn't take the best, and I can't really hurt him much, but if I get the Scald Burn, that could be really nice if he's not running Natural Cure. If, say, he's running Technician, Hidden Power, I don't know, like Hidden Power Ice or something like that for Crobat, because Crobat's an easy switch in for this. Like, that's the only thing I could possibly think that he would have for this. So yeah, that's basically Mew. Mew is kind of an easy pick. I mean, not really easy. I went back and forth on the sets that I should run. I even didn't have Mew to begin with, honestly, because I hate it so much on my team. I actually wanted to bring Choice Banded Sandslash because it has the potential to OHKO offensive Rotom Heat, but that's neither here nor there. So, the next Pokemon that I'm going to be bringing this week is going to be Chance the Rapper, aka Clefable. Clefable just does so much against his team. I'm carrying the moves Moonblast, Psyshock, Heal Bell, and Moonlight. Now, this thing is mainly there to take on his Garchomp. Oh, I'm also having the Unaware ability because I do not want his Crawdaunt setting up a Swords Dance and just sweeping through my entire team. That's just fucking stupid for me to even think that I could try to take on a Swords Dance Crawdaunt. This thing can live a Crab Hammer, and I can OHKO right the heck back with a Moonblast, so that's really good. Moonblast also does a decent chunk to his Garchomp and to his Spiritomb. And I also have Psyshock for Hitmonchan in case he wants to bring that and make it AV. Psyshock hits the defensive side, so that's really good. I'm also carrying Psyshock because his Roserade, I kind of want to see if he thinks he has a safe switch in. If he is, say, bringing a bulky Roserade, all I have to do is send in my Clefable on, say, his Spiritomb or something like that, and make him scared where he has to switch out, and then on the next turn I just bob it real quick with the Psyshock. I'm hoping that works out. That would be a very, very weird scenario if it actually does work out, but I'm really hoping it does. Another thing that I really want this thing for is I really want to be able to cure status. I don't want his Rotom Heat just going around will-o-wisping everything to death. Aside from that, I don't see him carrying much status on anything, to be 100% honest. I think that Rotom Heat, it will be his main form of status. But I just need to make sure that my key offensive pivots don't get hurt in any shape, way, or form. So, that's Chance the Rapper. He'll do some good work this battle. The next Mon on the team, I'm going to save my 3 favorite Mons for this battle for last because it's more interesting. Also, Clefable is just standard physically defensive, obviously, to take on Garchomp, Hitmonchan, Crawdaunt, things like that. Standard physically defensive. I don't think I changed the layout, but I did notice that 244 HP is the same as 248, so he just has a little bit extra in his special attacks. I think it's like 12 instead of 4, or something like that. So that if that didn't get changed, it's just wrong. And honestly, it's the day before the battle. I'm probably not going to change it. So the next Mon on the team, you guys can tell I'm tired. I'm having to like squint my eyes a lot and look all Asian and shit. The next Mon on my team is going to be Childish Gambino, the Milotic. Milotic, I think, has a very key role in this battle because from team matchup, I can tell whether Milotic is going to do a whole lot of work or whether he's just going to stay in and annoy the piss out of him. There's a couple things that I want. If he doesn't have his stupid thing, his Spiritomb thing, if he doesn't have Spiritomb, then it makes my job really easy to just soak up a hit like a Leaf Storm or a Gigadrine from his Roserade, and then just real quick bob it with a Mirror Coat. And then the Roserade's out of the question and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So that's really nice. Another thing I really like is that Scald Ice Beam coverage really freaking hurts his team. Like, Gardevoir is the only thing out of his first couple mods that actually want to take it, because Scizor doesn't want to get Scald burnt, Rotom Heat doesn't want to get scalded, Roserade doesn't want to get Ice Beamed, Garchomp doesn't want to get Scald or Ice Beamed for the burn or the 4x super effective, and Crawdaunt obviously doesn't want to get Scald burnt just because he's a sweeper. Like, you don't want him burnt. Like, that's just idiotic. And then Aerodactyl can't take an Ice Beam. Hitmonchan and Spiritomb are basically the only things that really can hurt this thing really, really badly. But I'm starting to notice a little bit of a couple problems that are in my team building with these first 3 Mons. I noticed that I'm very lack of offense, as I noticed that my whole team is, to be 100% honest. But I'm fine with that. I'm running a very bulky team, and I'm completely aware this thing is standard specially defensive, so I can take on Rotom Heat. I can soak up Thunderbolts, and I can bop it real quick with a Mirror Coat. Like, while Mirror Coat is a very obvious thing after Shady Penguin used it, it's still really freaking good, even if they think, oh, hey, maybe he doesn't have it. It's a good surprise factor, even if they, like, know about it. So, I'm really hoping that he either forgets, or it just kind of slips his mind. But that's Childish Gambino. Childish Gambino, I think he either will do a whole lot of work and just kill something right off the bat, or he'll just stand in and annoy the piss out of Carter. So, we'll see how that goes. So we're moving into kind of my 3 ish favorite Pokemon of this team. The first one that I'm going to go over actually is Machine Gun Kelly, the Crobat. Machine Gun Kelly is going to be a very, 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 very important Pokemon for this battle. I think this is another one that I might not change the layout because I noticed that 244 HP is the same as 248. Anyway, basically, my whole thought process is I don't have a switch in for Scizor. That's not freaking good, dude. So I wanted a really, really bulky Crobat that I could take bullet punches and bug bites and knockoffs and all that fun shit and be fine. I like roost spam on this thing, and I also like bird spam. The one awesome thing that I did throw on this thing the last minute is you'll notice I have a naive nature with 36 speed EVs. This allows me to outspeed Jolly Max Speed Garchomp. And why that's important is if he leads off with Garchomp, and I go for U-turn while he goes for Stealth Rocks and I outspeed, I instantly know that he's not Scarfed, and that's very important for the next mon that I'm going to be going over. So that means that I can, A, knock it out easier later on, and I'm also running Naive, so it doesn't lower my special attack because Heat Wave does a shit ton. I mean, it does a shit ton to Scizor, even uninvested. I think it does like 76% minimum. Like, that's freaking crazy. Granted, it does have a chance to miss. It also has a chance to burn. I'll take it. It'll be very, very crucial. Another thing that this thing is really good at is soaking up hits from Rose Raid, as long as they're not like Technician, Choice Specs, HPIs. So that's really good. This thing also outspeeds Gardevoir, and Brave Bird does like a solid 80%, because Gardevoir's defense stat is very pitiful. But Brave Bird also OHKOs Hitmonchan and his Rose Raid. So this thing can be a very good pivot mon if I don't like my matchup with U-turn, because I outspeed basically his entire team outside of Aerodactyl, which Aerodactyl can't hurt me because I'm physically defensive anyway. So that's really, really good. And it's going to be a very good momentum grabber. But yeah, this thing is mainly just there for Scizor. That's it. Just freaking Scizor. So remember how I said I need to make sure that his Garchomp isn't Scarfed? The reason why is because of Dr. Draco, the Goodra. I'm running a Choice Scarfed Goodra. I have just enough speed to outspeed Jolly Max Speed Garchomp and Crawdaunt at +1. Pretty sure that's what it is. I'm pretty sure I would outspeed Crawdaunt at +1 if he's max speed anyway, because his speed is so pathetic. But I just threw the rest in like HP and a little bit in defense so I could have an odd number of HP. But Choice Scarf is going to come in very, 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 very handy for him, because all I have to do is I kind of have to assess the threat at the moment. Say, for some god-awful reason, he thinks that I'm not Scarfed. Which, honestly, I don't. If he thinks that I'm Scarfed, I will give you the 6-0 win. Like, that's just impressive to think that I would even bring Scarfed Goodra. I can do many, many things. I can OHKO Scizor with Flamethrower. I can OHKO Garchomp with Ice Beam or Draco Meteor. I can OHKO his... actually, I can 2-hit KO his Mega Gardevoir with Sludge Wave, even if he has some bulk investment. I can 2-hit KO his Rose Raid with Draco Meteor. Even after the drop, it still is a 2-hit KO. Crawdaunt dies to Draco Meteor. Rotom Heat does not appreciate a Draco Meteor. If he takes rocks damage and then 2 Draco Meteors, he's dead. So that's really good. Ice Beam also bops the hell out of his stupid Aerodactyl thing. So this thing can come in very, very handy and just punch holes and make it easier for my bulk to kind of sort of wear it down. So I'm really hoping that Goodra will be a very good late game sweeper. That's basically my only hope for it. It can't really take a whole lot of hits, which is fine by me because I don't want it to. If I'm going to drop a Draco, I'm going to get the heck out, go into Chance the Rapper, who is Clefable. You guys will get used to these nicknames every time, except for Muse because he won't be around long. But so, yeah, that's basically my goal with that. I've never had to sneeze during a recording before. That was really gross. At least I don't think I have. That's really freaking gross. Okay, I'm sorry. So, like I said, I just really want this thing to punch holes, make it easier for my bulk to wear stuff down. The last Pokemon my favorite of the team. Kid Cudi, the Jirachi. This Jirachi, I kind of went up and down with what I wanted to do. I really wanted to run a stall set on it with like Wish, Cosmic Power, Toxic, and Thunderwave, just to piss people off. However, Carter is not the person that I want to piss off because I love Carter. He's one of my favorite people. But not only that, he has so many things that can avoid status on his team. Not really so many things, just Toxic and Thunderwave in general. He has 2 to get rid that can't get Thunderwaved, which is huge. That means like potentially if he brings both of them, that's like a third of his team. And then if he brings, say, Roserade and Scizor, that's another third of his team that can't get Toxic. So then it just comes down to a guessing game, and I didn't want to do that. So I ended up going with a very offensive set. I went with a set that had just enough bulk to live a Shadow Ball from Mega Gardevoir, and Expert Belt, Iron Head, Okos every single time. I also have enough speed to outspeed Max Speed Roserade. So that's really nice. Then Headbutt bops the fuck out of that. Same with Hitmonchan. If I can somehow predict the Garchomp on the Switch, Ice Punch does a hell of a lot. Fire Punch does a hell of a lot to his Scizor. And then, of course, like Crawdon's Frail. Spiritomb and Rotom Heat will wall this thing to death. However, I'm hoping that I can wear them down with status. So, Jirachi and Goodra are really there just to punch a lot of holes and get the heck out. That's really what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping for that because I don't have Wish support on this team. So that's going to hold me back a little bit because I thrive off Wish support. I think Wish passing in the League format is so freaking easy. I don't understand why everybody thinks it's so hard. But that's basically the team. Real quick, I'll go over one more quick recap just so you all know. Especially defensive Mew, physically defensive Clefable with Unaware, especially defensive Milotic, Crobat with Black Sludge, very bulky to take on Scizor, and then we have Choice Scarf Goodra, and then we also have Expert Belt Jirachi. Now, real quick, I want to say again, please go check out all the links in the description. Also, if you enjoyed, please leave a like. I would really appreciate it. Likes do up a lot. But please, go check out Carter's channel, go check out the PPL channel, and go check out every other coach that I leave in the description. I'm probably going to leave all the D2 coaches down there because I have a paste bin of it, so why the fuck not, you know? However, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys leave a like if you enjoyed. Also, leave a comment what you guys think I should have done with this team. What you would have done, what I should have done better, what I'm sure Carter's going to say what he expected in the comments. And I really look forward to reading all the comments. So I hope to hear from you guys soon. Make sure that you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will see you guys in the battle. Bye.